Tahir Baljic. Hello, mate. How you going?
Oh my God!
Classic.
Listen, Frank, when you get to my level, you drop the surname. I just use Tahir.
Oh, it's just Tahir.
That's it.
It's
like Kamal.
Yeah, like Madonna.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Kylie.
Like I get called, hey you. Yeah, just the one name. Yeah.
What hard names are hard enough, so I just use Tahir. But thanks, every voice is fantastic. Here the Melbourne, I love it. I'm pumped. It's been good. Good to hear James' voice. Sick DJ, that guy's sick.
Oh, thanks, Tahir. I've had the opportunity to meet you before. It was a few years back. I'm a good friend of Joe Vardy's and George and Gab, and I've had the pleasure of doing some work with them. But I'm just sort of name dropping now, just because I can.
I love it.
Yeah, but I've met you before, and I've got to say you're the king of one-liners, Tahir. Really, well, how do you come up with this stuff?
And you read stuff. I just read in the paper the other day that your car is most likely to get broken into in your own driveway. And now I park mine in my neighbour's one.
Yeah.
Right?
Much safer.
It's much safer, exactly. But Melbourne Comedy Festival this year has been incredible. Can I just say one thing, guys? There's 500 shows this year, 100 more than last year.
Wow.
Too much. Some people have to stop chasing their dreams.
Just too many comedians around now.
Tahir, you'd be a great ambassador for the comedy festival.
Well, there's too many shows. People are getting really confused, overwhelmed by there's too much. They can't. But anyway, that's just my personal view. But there are a lot of good shows around.
Heaps, cool, plenty of shows. Yeah. Some great shows around. Now, we're talking off air again with James because he was name dropping, but when we were talking about you. But you actually started as a teacher. Is that correct?
True. High school. People don't believe this, but I was a high school teacher, but I did get kicked out for selling drugs to the kids. And look at the awkward pause. I'm just joking.
I laughed. That's all right.
As if I say that on radio, I'm like, did he just say that?
That's okay. You know the 7-second delay, Tahir. Ours is 2 days delayed in community radio. So.
2 days. It goes to the lawyers to get approved.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the Wednesday show. Is this the Wednesday show we're doing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's right. So you went from being a school teacher.
Yeah, look, a lot of performers actually do have a sort of teaching background, funny enough, but I really enjoy that job. I left it, not because I didn't enjoy it, I actually loved it. Other things opened up, other opportunities, and sort of comedy just sort of took over, if you like. And to be able to do this full time now, I never take it for granted. I love it. It's a great job, and I really do, do not take it for granted that I can do this full time and travel around. It's brilliant.
Now, getting into Fat Pizza on that, how did that come about? Did you know Paul and all that, or did you have to apply?
I went to an audition.
Yeah,
I actually went to an audition. It was incredible because people think people for a start think the show is real, and camera just follows around. You know what I mean? People are surprised when they say there's scripts and all. I was actually doing comedy a few years before that, so people think, you do comedy. I said, well, I mainly do stand-up comedy. That's my passion. That's my love, and acting sort of I enjoy it as well because everything creative. But I go to this audition. This was the audition for Fat Pizza for me. I turn up. I don't know what the show is. They didn't tell me any information about the show. I walk into a room. No lines, of course. There's no piece of paper, no lines. I don't know nothing. I just walk in. There's a guy with a camera on his shoulder. From behind the camera, he says to me, "Do something." That was it. That's you would not believe that is the audition. And I just did some one-liners and stuff like that. And he was laughing because I could see the camera going up and down. And then he obviously looked at me and saw me as a dodgy character. So he just judged me. So that's how I got the role.
Wow.
And did the character, how did you then develop the Habib character? Did you develop it from there, or did you base it on, did it come about from, family or friends, or just...
No, good question, because I was only sort of a character that appeared here and there early on, and then I sort of threw some of my own stuff in, some of the stuff I've seen around train stations and accents and stuff like that, and I just sort of had a few catchphrases, like, oh my God, dick. Yeah. You lay. I don't know what it means. I just made it up. I get that question all the time. What does Yulair mean? I don't know. It's made up. Like, Yulair. Sort of, then it became sort of full-time character. It became, sort of a full-time character over the years.
Yeah, because it just all evolved, didn't it? Really, or not just your character, but everybody on the show.
True. Often with a television series, it takes at least. You need the second series at least by the time, a lot of characters find their feet and the traits. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's true with a lot of different sitcoms, actually. But it's tough these days to get people we had to fight a lot of barriers as well. People think, and then when it's successful, think, I gave the tick for that. There's a bit of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Because I was just wondering, it's become almost like folklore now. That oh my God, you hear everybody saying that.
He's got the T-shirts.
He's got the T-shirts as well, but everybody's...
Exactly, yeah. I love it.
And as soon as someone says... No, I'm just saying, as soon as someone says it, and with that accent, you just think straight back to you. You think straight back to your character. You think, Fat Pizza, yeah.
National TV for so long, even Paulie used words like stooge, and then become sort of popular, and just when you think that we can actually change a bit of language and lingo, here and there, and just make it sort of popular or whatever. But we've been doing it for so long. It's amazing. I get a lot of kids come up now and say, because our show was the naughty show. It was the Porkies of its era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was naughty, it was risque.
Yeah.
People weren't allowed to watch it. 15-year-old boys. 15, 14, 16, and not allowed to watch, but they're sneaking into their bedrooms and watching it. So we get that so many times. We get people saying, I snuck in the bedroom watching guys. It was great, Now that those guys are 26, 27, 28, so we have about a whole generation growing up with us.
Yeah, and they're all out buying white tracksuits and hanging out in shopping centres now. So.
But how...
We use that as a joke, like white tracksuits, pink tracksuits, green tracksuits. Yeah. And people come up and say, where can I get that? It's a joke.
How times have changed, though, Tahir. Back, 15, 20 years ago, we would, my age, I'm 32, my age category back 15 years ago, we were trying to, sneak into our bedrooms to watch that sex show with Toddy Goldsmith, the one,
Yeah.
And now they're trying to sneak, watch your show, Fat Pizza.
I know.
They're learning the same things, though.
Exactly. That's a good point, man. It's pretty funny. But, sometimes, then you have the other spectrum where people have come up and said, they're finding the show for the first time, which is amazing. They go, wow, this show's great. When did it start? There's over 100 episodes. Look it up. There's stages of double and really 100 episodes. But longevity is pretty good, especially on Australian television. It's good.
Well, you've done a couple other DVDs yourself, like the Summer Nats and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we do a bit of Summer Nats, a lot of stuff on the side. I've got a few of my own sort of DVDs out there. So you get a body of work over the years. It's a lot of fun. A lot of different releases, and like I said, this job, mate, to get to travel all over the world, it was brilliant. We did overseas episodes, which was a lot of fun. They were the ones where we had no script. We just went overseas.
What a great job!
It was brilliant. Yeah, 5, 6. In 1 month, I saw Eiffel Tower, Taj Mahal, the Big Jesus, all in 1 month. It's incredible, It's unbelievable.
That's fantastic.
Tahir, your current show at the Comedy Festival this year, it's when you think, it's a bit scary because you have no script, right?
Well, I do a lot of audience participation.
Yeah, they throw topics at you and you kind of go with that.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. And usually I thought, okay, let's just throw some topics at me. Let's see how far we can go with some of them. Even if they're this year, I've been concentrating on racism a bit. If they've been throwing that up, and we've been doing a fair bit of stuff on that. In a funny way, of course. You're trying to raise a bit of awareness, but it is interesting. And it's amazing. Some people, what they have in their heads, the audiences. Sometimes they want to come and play, but other times they've got to just work hard. They don't get involved. They want to sit back and say, "Mate, you just do the funny stuff."
So what do you do? You just go into your routines if the audience aren't,
Yeah. You go in the routine. There's always something happening in the audience anyway. It's fantastic. There's always things happening. People just turn up, especially to my shows. There's all sorts of different backgrounds turning up, which is really great. So there's always interesting characters there, always.
Do you take heckling in the same vein? As in crowd participation, or?
Yeah, no. Like the thing was, I don't actually go hard on anybody. I'm quite easy. I encourage, talk. But I'm very easy. I don't pick on anybody. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm very good at judging too these days as well. Like, if I look at a person and they don't want to get involved, I don't force them.
Yeah.
I can just see by look. But you just get to learn over the years. Like, isn't this person really does not want to get involved? Don't make it uncomfortable for them. Whereas other people, they're keen as they want to get involved. So with that, and heckling's not bad. Nobody heckles. Like, the worst kind is when people think that it's part of the show. That's the worst kind of heckler. They heckle, like they talk, and at the end they go, "You guys like that, don't you?" No, we don't. So really, it's not. Some people think it's part of the worst kind, of course, is drunk heckler. Hard to do with a drunk heckler. You can't say anything at all.
No, that's true. Yeah, or a drunk comedian. There's not a lot you can do there either, I suppose. But
there's been a bit of that as well.
Now, I saw you a few weeks ago. You're at a local primary school here in Pascoe Vale.
Yeah, that was great.
Surely the pinnacle of your career so far.
Did you go back to teaching?
I love that night, Pascoe Vale. The principal was cooking on the barbecue, smoking up the hall. The hall was full of blokes. It was just a really good night out, Seriously, I genuinely loved that gig.
It was a good gig.
Well, look, because it's unusual. It's a private school hall. It's the principal's cooking. There's a bunch of blokes. As I said, I'm on the stage with what was the worst ribbon bumps, like achieve or what was it, Frank? There was some sort of nice quote above it. It was fantastic.
Oh, I can't remember.
The pasta was flowing. Bread was carving up, big time before the show.
Was this a gig or a feast of?
It was both. It was both actually. And that's what I mean. Like we do a lot of nice shows in theatres and now, like different different gigs and corporate gigs and.
Yeah.
These are the sort of shows which I generally love. I really mean that.
Did you find it being just an all male sort of audience sort of helped as well, or because you can sort of.
I've done that before. And the guys are all good blokes and they're up for comedy and they're there for comedy, which is the key thing.
Yeah.
When you do corporate events, of course, you just get up and people think, "What's going on here?" It's like a bit of a surprise, but when people turn up for comedy, it's always a huge advantage, Or the only other time you do all guys is when you do some mining gigs, and they are different shows completely. You've got to. Those guys are not after knock jokes. You know what I mean? They want the bottom of the barrel. I've been working with a 12-hour shift.
Give us some of your best stuff.
Give us your best stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're likely to rip your head off those blokes too, aren't they? Have you ever had one of those flat bad moment? Not a bad moment where you just you're not getting anything from that audience. And you're trying your guts out and there's nothing happening.
Every comedian.
Where do you go? Where do you go from there?
Well, look, I've early on, especially, it gets them really bad, because you don't have many weapons up your sleeve, and then sometimes the position you put in is incorrect as well. Like I've been at weddings are usually a classic example. Like you go to a wedding. I was at a wedding where hardly anybody spoke English. Right? How is it? I mean, that's a basic prerequisite to enjoy my act.
An appreciation of the English language, or at least some knowledge. Yeah.
Can't you just have some physical subtitles that you hold?
You should have an SBS stuff thing happening. Yeah.
It was horrendous. You have no idea. Sitting there doing my stuff. No one's. At the end, the guy goes, "Oh, not many people speak English." I go, "Well, what'd you book me for?" It's like, those sort of things, and or sometimes kids running around kicking you up the butt as you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just, but these days, what I like, you develop weapons and different techniques, and my thing, luckily, is I involve the audience, so it's very hard for the audience just to sit there and not respond at all, because they're part of the show, and they enjoy that more, actually, rather than just getting up and just saying your jokes and saying your routines,
Yeah.
So we got a question that's just come through on our SMS. It's from Mary. Just wants to, how do you write the stuff for your shows? Do you rehearse before, or do you just sort of go out and do it?
Good question, Mary. Oh my God. You actually get better at every show you do. Like, we try to sneak in some new material and test some material out. As an audience, you wouldn't know, because there's some good stuff at the start. There's a strong finish usually, of course, and somewhere in between there'll be some new gags. Try and test it for the first time.
Yep.
And you get better at saying, okay, you know what, this is going to work. You get better at judging, immediately straight away. And it's actually quite exciting when you do something new and it works. That makes your night as a comedian, seriously.
Yeah.
It really does. You think, wow, okay, new bit, beautiful. It works. It's great. And that's the best way. Obviously, in doing gigs, and you become better, as I said, at knowing what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Now, your current gig there, you're at the Comedy Festival. When are you on?
I am I'm on at the Crown Casino.
Crown Casino, yeah.
This Friday, Saturday and Sunday, my last 3 shows, so I've been here for a couple of weeks. Things are going well. And, it's good. Yeah, the Groove Bar. I'm the only act there. Can you believe that?
Oh, really?
Well, that's great for you, Tahir, because all the other acts are stuck at the Melbourne Town Hall, including the bloody toilets as well. Even they open up even the toilets.
Yeah, any cupboard.
Yeah.
I kind of miss it. I wouldn't mind having a show before me and a show after me, but it's kind of weird. Just one show and that's it. People turn up and that's it. But yeah, look, that's where I am. I mean, obviously we went there for the hot, the Crown being the Crown. A lot of people going through it, and it's been really good. Actually, it's been really, really good. Excellent
stuff. Now,
Friday, Saturday, and I want to give some double pass away. You guys can give double pass to you, however you see fit. Maybe the best Habib accent can win some double passes. What do you think?
The best.
What do you guys think?
Actually, I've already taken the tickets for myself.
We can give some more away.
No, I'm joking. No, we'll give them away.
We're going to sell them on eBay. What are you talking about? We'll pose a question. We'll think of a question, because we don't allow sort of talk back here because
the panel's that old that it only allows one phone call at a time.
Yeah. What about they ring through and they ring through like a live burnout? Has that ever happened?
That might happen in our car park.
It just might coincidentally happen here in the car park.
We are in Glenroy.
Yeah.
Oh my! You'll be breaking the radio. You'll be recorded. This is it.
For sure.
The first time live burnout. We don't ring up with a PlayStation. We'll know, right? It'll be a live burnout.
Yeah,
I love it. Smoke it up.
And taxi drivers, you are not permitted to enter. You've got to set some rules, though.
Yeah, true. No taxi drivers are permitted. That's fantastic. So we'll have a double pass to give away, and it'll be for this Friday's show.
Yep, this Friday at the Crown Casino.
That's awesome.
As I said, last 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Excellent.
People can come on down or ring up, the Crown Casino or get on the Comedy Festival website, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Look me up, TAHIR. Oh, my God.
And what's the name of the show? Is it?
TAHIR, Just Ask Me.
Just
Ask
me.
Me. That's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Just Ask Me. I solve problems. I do everything on the show. Whatever. You got relationship issues? Come down. Come down and ask me.
You'll solve just about anything.
It's kind of like a Dr. Phil episode.
Yeah, Dr. Phil.
But, your version.
That's it. I love it.
Tahir, thank you so much for talking to us tonight. It's been an absolute blast. I hope the show goes fantastic. We've got those double passes. We will put something up on our Facebook page, and they'll also be able to SMS through during the song. We'll think of something we'll give them away somehow, whether it's a burnout or a photo or something.
Oh my God, it'll be so difficult.
They can send the ethnic jokes in or something. The best ethnic one-liner, whatever.
Yeah.
We might get kicked off the air.
Thanks for having me. You guys are great, man. James and Frank, sick DJs, fully sick, man.
Can we? That's for the promo. You use that for the promo.
Yeah, James and Frank. Oh my God, 6 shows, fully sick. Listen, stooges. Oh my God, There you go. Cut that up, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, get onto it with a pair of scissors. Thanks, Tahir.
Tahir, thank you so much.